What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. It's going to be a great day, even more so because we have a very special guest today, Anna Fitz. She's from Berlin. She's currently working on her PhD, so that is amazing. She's very bright and intelligent. She's going to share her anxiety story with you, some experiences she went through, and give you a few methods to help you out with that. And she also has an amazing YouTube channel where she talks about mental health in a unique way. She does vlogging as well. She talks about her experience with BPD and panic attacks. Guys, you need to be soaking up all of these channels that come and visit on here. You need to be subscribing to them and checking them out. Everybody has a different point of view on things, so it's awesome to, you know, kind of incorporate different styles into your daily routine and see what works for you. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Anna. Make sure that you subscribe to her. Her link is in the description and in the first pinned comment, so go show her channel some love. Go ahead and take it away, Anna.
Hello Trey, and thank you very much for having me. It's definitely my pleasure to be here. Hello everyone, and my name is Anna. I have a YouTube channel where I talk about mental health. I would like to talk to you today about anxiety. So my story, to put it shortly, I have struggled with different mental health issues such as depression and anxiety and eating disorders. You name it, I've had it. At some point of my life, I struggled from a mental breakdown. And because of that, I was misdiagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Later, I learned that I actually had complex PTSD. And now none of it is a problem for me anymore. So I would like to tell you a little bit about my struggles with anxiety and what I think everyone could do in order to help themselves battle it. I've actually struggled with anxiety for almost as long as I can remember. It at first manifested itself as problems with sleep, so I would be a very anxious sleeper. I would wake up easily and have problems falling asleep. I had sleeping problems since I was a kid, and later I developed kind of an anxiety in the times when I had to go to bed. And later in life it kept happening, but then what added was also health anxiety. So I was really scared of getting cancer or some other really serious or mortal disease, and I would have panic attacks, which if you ever had one, you know that it's the worst, usually based on the health scares. So I would have a pimple or a weird birthmark or something like that, and I would definitely think that it's a sign of cancer or that is something definitely wrong with me and I'm not gonna live for another month. So that was a huge problem, and it definitely affected the quality of my life quite negatively. And I tried to cope with this anxiety in the worst possible way, like everyone does, by self-medicating with alcohol, for example, but as you can tell, it didn't help, but it only made the matters worse. But in order to understand how to battle anxiety, I think it's important to understand, first of all, what it is, and second of all, where it came from. Because I actually believe that anxiety is a symptom of a deeper lying problem. So maybe something happened to you when you were a child, like it did to me, or maybe you have some sort of a hormonal imbalance or a chemical imbalance in your brain. Maybe it is hereditary. Maybe there is many other reasons for anxiety to appear. So I believe that in order to get to the bottom of it, you need to talk to a professional and get help and diagnosis that is specifically tailored for your situation. I believe that it helped me the most talking to a therapist, and I actually wish I would do it much sooner rather than later, because it escalated eventually and built up to a mental breakdown. Basically, what anxiety is the normal and natural fight or flight response that went wrong somewhere. So we have this response in our brain when something happens, and evolutionarily we developed this hormonal pathway in our brain to react to danger, and this system sets off for us to either fight the danger or run away from it as fast as we can. And anxiety is basically when our brain reacts as if we were in danger to totally normal or minuscule situations. So in real life, we don't really encounter mortal danger, at least most of us, on an everyday basis. But if you struggle with anxiety, your body kind of reacts like we do. It has been proven scientifically over and over again that cortisol, the stress hormone that gets produced in our brain when we are reacting to stress or when we have this fight or flight response regularly and really often, builds up and destroys ourselves from the inside. So this is not really helpful, and fortunately, we do have control over our reactions. But as I said, since the causes of anxiety, I believe, can be different, there is no real one-size-fits-all decisions. But if for some reason you cannot go to a therapist straight away, or there are some other reasons that you cannot get professional help for it, there are definitely things that can improve it drastically. And I am pretty sure that there are people who have cured their own anxiety or even depression without using the help of a therapist. So what I find helped me the most was, first of all, cognitive changes in my behavior. So I did cognitive behavioral therapy, where you track the pattern of your thoughts and you consciously change them, because usually people who have anxiety tend to overthink things or think of everything as catastrophic, blow problems out of proportion here and there. So when you take care of your thought patterns and the filters that you use to perceive your objective reality, a lot of things change. So the problems that seemed really huge before don't seem that grave anymore, and that helps with anxiety a lot. Another thing that I find very important, since everything is interconnected in our brains and in our bodies, I am a huge believer that a healthy body is halfway to a healthy mind. And I think that eliminating all the bad habits such as smoking or drinking, also incorporating good habits and good routines such as regular sleep, drinking lots and lots of water, eating healthily, and exercising, I think that helps a ton, especially when you are anxious and you have this excess cortisol and testosterone produced in your body. They tend to build up, but if you exercise on a regular basis, it actually helps you get rid of those toxic hormones and they don't poison you from the inside. Another thing that I find hugely important is to have a good support system. I believe that people and relationships are one of the most important things that we have in life. So if you have a good support from your family, or if that's not the case, from your friends, even if you don't have any friends at the moment, you can find like-minded people, because there are support groups and different ways to meet people who either have the same problems as you or that share the same interests. So I believe that it's very important, and it was a huge help for me, at least. Another very helpful thing was yoga and meditation. I believe that we can have control over our minds, and when we learn to be mindful in the moment, when we learn to control our breath and our bodies and how they react, it really helps in the situations of stress to just take a step back, breathe really deeply, and just that can already change a lot. But if you can also consciously track your thoughts and realize how they contribute to the anxiety that you have, it will definitely change your mind for the better. The thing with meditation, for instance, is that it can be very difficult. If you already struggle with anxiety, then being one-on-one with your brain can be a struggle. But I believe that when you pass the stage of getting used to be alone with your thoughts, it will definitely bring results quite soon. Another thing that is really nice and positive is laughing a lot. I believe that almost everything that happens in life we can laugh about. So watch a lot of comedy shows, watch the things that make you burst out laughing, meet the friends that make you laugh more often, and just incorporate more of that into your life, because when you're laughing you don't really have time or the capacity to be really scared. And the last thing is just positive thinking and self-talk. I think that a lot of the times we have this negative programs running inside our minds that tell us that we are either not worth it or we are not going to achieve the things that we want to achieve. But we can definitely change that, because if the person who we are constantly interacting with, aka ourselves, is telling us that nothing is ever going to work and everything is just going to be very bad, there is no reason why it won't be. So if we change our negative talk to positive and start talking ourselves up and encouraging ourselves to go and conquer the world and enjoy the life that we have, I believe that this shifts in the thoughts that constantly go through our minds can definitely change a lot. So thank you very much for staying with me today. I really appreciate being able to talk to you here, and thanks again, Trey, for having me on your channel. Goodbye.
Anna, thank you so much. Guys, make sure you go check out her channel. There are tons of great videos on mental health, and she's going to help you out a lot. So it's in the description. It's in the first pinned comment. Go there. Tell her I sent you there, and check out some of her videos, okay? And aside from that, guys, I love these collabs. I love doing these things. There are so many channels out there, guys. I haven't even scratched the surface. Some of them smaller, some of them bigger. And my goal is to get everybody on this channel and to share with you guys some different point of views. And what Anna did today was show you a different perspective. So make sure that you're subscribing to these guys and soaking up every bit of knowledge and education that you can, and that's important. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Remember to go subscribe to our channel.